did a video earlier talking about Donald Trump's disastrous interview with Elon Musk over on Twitter, and it's interesting about how bad it went. But Donald Trump said something else in there. He said, "Well, if we lose the election, we'll meet again next time in Venezuela. It'll be far safer than our country." Well, he doesn't have a good relationship with Venezuela. He constantly mispronounces the name of their country, and he it's ridiculous. But I don't think he's actually going to go to Venezuela. But I think the idea of him losing and having to flee is now on his mind. Now, whether or not he'd actually attempt it, I don't know. I don't think he would be allowed to flee the country because of having Secret Service protection. And having travel restrictions now that he is a convicted felon. Um, I don't think the Secret Service would allow him to leave because they are a law enforcement branch and they could potentially face criminal prosecution themselves if they help him leave the country. So I don't think that's going to happen. But the fact that he is now putting it out there is interesting, at least to me, that I believe he is starting to think that he may actually lose this election and that he may have to run to avoid jail time. Now, his sentencing is coming up on September 18th. It is a little over a month away right now. He could be jailed as of September 18th. It is entirely possible. He could be on home confinement. He could be on uh, probation where he's not allowed to leave the state of New York. We don't know what could happen with that sentencing. But the fact that he's already talking about having to flee, I mean, we could have a situation where he tries to leave the country prior to the election to avoid this jail time sentence, depending on how that goes. So we'll see what happens, but the Trump apologists are going to come out and say, "Well, he was only saying about how bad things are going to be in our country. He didn't mean it." They're going to try to twist and apologize for his words or tell us what he really meant when they do that with everything he says. He can never say what he means himself so clearly. The apologists and his supporters have to tell us what he meant. It's ridiculous. They do it all the time. But Donald Trump did say in this interview that they may have to meet next time in Venezuela. It's just very weird, very odd, and just another sign of issues with Donald Trump.